my God, you guys started quieting down before I rung the bell. Ooh, wonderful. Good morning, everybody. For those of you who I have not met yet, my name is Reverend Kelly Wheat Rivers. I'm the associate minister of this amazing congregation, and I'm just delighted to be here. And you come for a good Sunday. It's Choir Sunday, which is always fun. Oh, so excited. We have a very thriving congregation. We have so many things that we do, and I would like to already, first up, let you know about the Digest. The Digest is a weekly email that you get on Thursdays that tells you about all of the wonderful things that are happening in this congregation. If you want to get to Digest, the welcome desk out front is where to go. Oh God, I'm so excited. Also, I want to remind you all to please check your cell phones and make sure that they are silenced, because we all deserve a chance to take a break from the outside world and be fully present in the moment. So, if you are interested in learning more about Unitarian Universalism in general, or about our congregation in particular, there are so many ways that you can do that. You can go to the welcome table and ask questions, get signed up for our information. Gesundheit, Amelia. You can also go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, or our church website. They are all brimming with information. We like to start our services by inviting anybody who is new or has been away for a while to stand and introduce yourselves if you are comfortable doing so. So I would love to invite anybody who might be new or willing to introduce themselves. Nerves alight, that's good, you're all welcome. Today is another reason that today is a really great day to be here, is it is our once a month soup Sunday. I don't know if you could smell it when you walked in the building, but I certainly could. It smelled delicious. Please join us following our service in Dobkin Hall. There are 4 delicious soups, including a vegan option, and many, many desserts. The suggested donation is $8 per person, and children under 12 eat free. Tickets will be available in the lobby after the service while the Soup Sunday team sets up. So we hope to see you there. Also, we have a way to pay online as well as cash in person. So some other things that are going on. On December 25th, Christmas, all are invited to our annual Christmas potluck brunch. That's a mouthful. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We ask for 5 minutes of your time to help move the chairs after the Christmas Eve service. We would like to include your special and personal stories of Christmases past during our December 29th service, whether it be something poignant or humorous or melancholy. If you wish to share a memory, please let the worship team know by Wednesday, December 18th. You can email our worship team at worship@uucwnc.org. So to include as many stories as possible, we are asking that you take only 1 to 2 minutes or 100 to 200 words when you're writing. I know that's a tough task for me, so good luck. And then a week from today, at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, we are having our no rehearsal Christmas pageant. Everyone is invited. Chaos will surely ensue, but I promise it will be delightful and joyful. And any kids present who want to participate will have the option of being a barn animal or an angel or both. And we also invite you all to please bring cookies. We want to have a big smorgasbord of cookies following the service in Dobkin Hall for cookie reception. So again, so many things are going on, and I just want to say again that I'm so delighted that each and every one of you has taken the time out of your week to come here and join us today. We'll begin our service fully as the choir starts to go up. I want to let you all know that we are having a very sparkly day, and we are beginning our service with Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not shout, I'm telling you why.
Before we get to our unison chalice lighting, I would like to offer these words as a call to worship. Let us reach the place of self, the place that is not alien to truth. Let us wash over with peace and serenity, with fierce longing for light and heart, with living strength flowing in our veins, bringing ourselves into fearlessness and into trust. I would like to invite my today 9-year-old Emma Wheat Rivers to be our chalice lighter. Oh, I got feelings, y'all. So please join me in our unison chalice lighting. As we light this flame, we remember friends and loved ones near and far, and we give thanks. As the fire burns brightly, we open our minds and hearts to new ways of being, and we feel alive. As the room glows with warmth and kindness, we extend our circle ever wider to welcome those who want to come in, and we know love. I'd like to invite you all to stand in body or spirit for our first hymn. It's number 1008 in the teal hymnal, but the words will also be projected on the screens. If anybody has donations for Mother Hubbard's cupboard, this is the time to bring them forward. I saw several people bringing them earlier. If you don't want to bring them yourselves, if you raise your hand, I'm going to ask some of our seekers to come around and collect them for us. Oh, lots of people. And once the seekers are done collecting their goodies, come on forward. We're going to have our story for today. Our story today is called Be Who You Are. And you guys have a role, okay? So there is a spot in here where the page will say, just be who you are. Can you guys do that for me? Ready? Go. Just be who you are. Okay, grown-up kids, you're in charge too. Ready? Just be who you are. Okay, everybody's ready. This is what the no rehearsal Christmas pageant will feel like. So just putting that plug in. All right. Be who you are. Be old, be young, be a different color. Wear everything you need to be you. Speak your language. Learn in your own way. Be proud of where you're from. Be your own family. Here it comes, y'all. Here it comes. Turn the page. Turn the page. Just be who you are. Oh, amazing. So good. Be silly. Be brave. Dance. Play. Discover. Learn. Read. Share your feelings. Happy. Mad. Sad. Silly. Scared. Proud. Ready? Just be who you are. Try new things. Be confident. Stand up for yourself. I'm really liking this mouse. No. Be energetic. I don't think the kids need a reminder of that, but us grown-ups need some work. Be peaceful. That is the best downward dog. Be the best that you can be. Just be who you are. And a note from the author that I thought was lovely. It doesn't matter what color you are, where you are from, or who's in your family. Everyone needs to be loved. Always love yourself and be who you are. The end. But one more time, just be who you are. Yay! Will you all please join me as we sing our seekers out to their class? They have fun things to work on. Every Sunday, we have an opportunity to participate in a ritual. We ritualize the wonderful, exciting, joyful times, but we also ritualize the hard, sad, and depressing times. So for whatever you need to mark today, we have a fountain with shells, and we have candles up front. As our friends come forward, please join in singing number 123, Spirit of Life. If anyone would like their joy or sorrow shared from the pulpit on Sunday mornings, you may email them to joysandsorrows@uucwnc.org by the Saturday before. However, I do have one to bring up. Our new friend Krista over here has passed her first semester of nursing school, so let's celebrate her! It's hard work, y'all, and we need more good nurses, so keep it up. I'm also going to light one more candle for all the joys and the sorrows that are just too tender to maybe share in any way just yet. But just because they're in your heart makes them no less important. So let's take a moment in a very busy season to pause and breathe and send love to every joy and sorrow represented by these candles and these shells. So let's breathe together. Something I deeply value about this congregation is they do things. They go out in the world and they live out our values of justice and equity and love. And one of the many ways that we do that is through our Share the Plate program. Every Sunday, half of the cash offering and anything designated for Share the Plate is given to a local organization. And right now, for this week, it's Cape Fear Kids Get Books. Books such as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas and The Story of Hanukkah and It's Kwanzaa Time remind us of the joys of reading with young children at this time of year. Of course, reading with children is dependent on having books at home. That's where this week's Share the Plate comes from. Cape Fear Kids Get Books, formerly known as the Team First Book, New Hanover County, brings the magic of books to 5,000 economically disadvantaged children each year. Affiliated with the United Way and of the Cape Fear area, books are distributed to Title I elementary schools, pre-K programs, and community agencies throughout the year. Cape Fear Kids Get Books is able to buy 30 to 40 books for every $100 donated. 30 to 40 books for every $100 donated. Our generous donation will help with access to books, which is one of the most important factors affecting literacy. Please give generously. Also, thanks to your generosity, we recently donated $1,235 to Mother Hubbard's Cupboard. I know! Our administrative assistant, Holly, is really good at picking up on patterns, and she let Reverend Alyssa and I know that we donated over $1,000 through our Share the Plate 4 times this year, which is a record. So. And now we will do our offering as our choir heads up. Our ushers will be coming forward to collect this morning's offering, both for our congregation and for the community at large. join me for a time of prayer and meditation. You may have your eyes open or closed, whatever helps you settle further into this space. Spirit of love and of life, sacred being known by many names or no name at all, may we be so grateful that we are able to gather here together, whether we are here in this room or watching on Zoom. We are all a part of this community that is made sacred through our love. This time of year isn't easy for everyone. Maybe there's loneliness. Maybe there's lost loved ones we're remembering and grieving. Maybe we don't have the best relationship with our family. What I hope and I pray for each person here is that love will surround them, joy and connection will find them, and hope and peace will fill them. May we have our moments of peace and our moments of connection in this time of year and always. In the name of all that is holy, amen. Our second hymn for the morning is number 323 in the gray hymnal. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. The words will be projected on the screen. I'd like to invite you all to join me in a responsive reading. It's called Together in a Sacred Space by Lorelei Greenwood Jones. I'll read the leader portion if you'll respond with the congregation portion. In this sacred place, we need not be alone. We seek a listening ear, a warm heart, open arms.
In this sacred place, we join together against the waves of negativity and oppression in our world.
We are a community of individual beings living our own lives, yet coming together now and then in joyous celebration of spirit and one another.
Our differences do not divide us, rather they are a source of interest and discovery. We need not think alike to love alike.
Here, joys are shared and sorrows comforted. We are seen and heard and believed.
My compassion overflows, our hearts reach for others.
We are a gathering of like-hearted people, and here are our hearts filled. We hear the wisdom and counsel of our ministers and that of one another.
We have much to learn from each other, so many different colors of truth and ways and
In this sacred place, may we find what our spirits desire and what our spirits need. May we be grounded in love and sharing.
In this sacred place, may we find acceptance and consideration. May our actions and words echo what we learn here.
Blessed be. I'd like to invite Amanda Hensen, one of our congregants, who is our guest minister for today.
Though most of you probably know me as Summer and Toby's mom, the little baby in the back. My husband, John, and I started coming here about 9 months ago when Toby was only 4 weeks old. I wasn't sure exactly what we were looking for, and I'm not even sure I can put my finger on exactly what kept us coming back. In hindsight, it was kind of crazy to come here on no sleep every week. We're here. Somehow, though, this place gained my trust. I quickly trusted that we were here with the right people, hearing the right message at the same time. Trust. One of the fundamental building blocks of a community. Trust is the foundation for everything we do, whether it's our personal relationships, our work, or the way we build a world that reflects our shared values. But we often talk about trust through one lens: who we trust, why we trust, what we trust. Today, I want to shift that focus. Today, let's ask, how do we earn someone else's trust? And in doing so, how do we move closer to the kind of world we long to create? A world that is rooted in respect, in understanding, in justice, and this feels particularly relevant in today's climate. So my favorite trait is curiosity. I read once, everything someone says or does, they do it because it makes sense to them. Okay, I didn't read it. I saw that on a TikTok. Whatever. Same impact. So if that made sense to them, then we must be able to learn from them. And if we want to learn from them, we must get them to trust us. I believe learning new skills, like understanding others, or in this case, gaining the trust of others, is at the center of how communities can prosper. As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person. This means that trust isn't just about what we give or receive individually. Trust is about creating a world where we care and respect for each other, where we approach one another with empathy and openness, and where we commit to understanding each other even when we disagree. In this way, trust is the thread that weaves us all together, strengthening the fabric of our communities. When we build trust effectively with one another, we lay the groundwork for social change. Trust is at the heart of our work for justice, whether we're advocating for the rights of marginalized communities, engaging in interfaith dialogue, or striving to protect the environment. This is where trust becomes an act of love. But how do you do it? How do you earn trust? Frances Fry is a Harvard Business School professor, and she created this exercise called the wobble. She says in order to earn trust, first you must understand its component parts. Lucky for us, trust is super well studied. It's very well understood. And when you boil it down, there are 3 main components to trust. Number 1, if you sense I'm being authentic with you, you are much more likely to trust me. Number 2, if you sense I have real rigor in my logic, you are much more likely to trust me. And number 3, if you believe that my empathy is directed toward you, you are far more likely to trust me. These components, authenticity, logic, and empathy, are the bedrock of trust. But when one of these wobbles, trust can falter. This exercise that we're going to do today will not only help us understand where we might need to grow personally, but also how can we strengthen our communities by being more intentional in how we build trust with one another. So I told you my favorite trait is curiosity. My second favorite trait, though, is efficiency. So we're going to do what would otherwise take about 30 minutes in 2. Together, we're going to figure out which of these 3 trust components is your wobble. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 60 seconds to reflect. Maybe you knew right off the bat what your wobble was. If not, what feedback have you gotten throughout your life from people in your family, at work? Do you think your wobble is empathy? Remember, feeling empathy and displaying empathy are different. Is your wobble logic? You'll know this if sometimes people have trouble understanding your point. Or is your wobble authenticity? Do you find it difficult to be completely yourself in some of the rooms you're in? And if you're still not sure, think of a recent conversation or relationship where the trust may have been tested. Which of these components, empathy, logic, or authenticity, might have been out of balance for you? Okay, now for the biggest risk of all. Are you ready? If you came here today with someone that knows you pretty well, and if you're feeling particularly brave, before you turn and share to them what you think your wobble is, ask them what they think your wobble is. I'm going to give you 60 more seconds, starting now. Okay, we're coming back. I hope that wasn't too enlightening. All right, so my third favorite trait, continuous improvement. For me, that means that learning a new skill needs to be applicable immediately. And so to stay on brand, I've made it my goal for everyone in this sanctuary to go home today, not just having learned something about yourself, but I want you to go home literally more skilled at building trust tomorrow than you came here with today. So you don't think I'd get up here and write this thing and lead you to your wobble and then leave you wondering how to fix it for the rest of your life. Did you? No. Lucky for us, there is a ready-made prescription for each of these wobbles. Thank you, Professor. All right. The most common wobble is empathy. People just don't believe we're truly listening to them. We're too self-distracted. This is common because of the day and age we live in. True empathy takes time, it takes attention, and in today's fast-paced world, it's the first thing that goes. But when we show up for one another with empathy, when we listen deeply and put aside our distractions, not only do we build trust, but we create a community that can thrive. So empathy is deep. There are lots and lots of ways you can dissect it and analyze it and improve it, but I'm a quick fix kind of girl to my poor husband's dismay. So one quick way to improve empathy is this. Figure out when, where, or to whom you are most likely to be distracted. That should trace pretty perfectly to when, where, or to whom you are most likely to withhold empathy. But what does that mean? What room are you in when you think to yourself, oh, now's a good time to just quickly check that email that I've been meaning to check? Or where are you when you start scrolling on Facebook? Who's around you? The doom scroll, or TikTok in my case. Come up with a trigger that gets you to look up, listen, deeply immerse yourself in their perspective. And if you can do that, you have a good chance to create more sturdiness in your empathy wobble. And if you do nothing else, just put away your cell phone. Okay, for my logic wobblers. Logic wobbles comes in two forms. It's either the quality of your logic, or it's your ability to communicate that logic. Now, if the quality of your logic is at risk, I can't help you today. But fortunately, it's often the case that it's the way we communicate our logic that's in jeopardy. And the fix is super easy. Consider there are two ways to communicate in the world. The first one, you take us on a wonderful journey, telling all the details, giving us all the context, only to then finally arrive at your point. And if logic isn't your wobble, this is an effective way it can work. But if logic is your wobble, the fix is simple. Flip your triangle. Start with the point. People will get access to your idea up front. And if you get cut off, ladies, your point's already been made. So, authenticity. Authenticity is probably the most complex of the three wobbles. It's pretty easy to be authentic when we are comfortable, when we are surrounded by people who look like us, who think like us. But in a world that encourages conformity, being our true selves is not just risky, it's just harder. And in these scenarios, it's important to remember that the responsibility to our authentic selves shapes our relationship to the outside world, and that this responsibility should not and cannot erode during moments of discomfort. When the existentialist philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre wrote about his concept of bad faith, he was speaking toward a central tenet of his philosophy regarding authenticity. He wrote, "In the modern world, it is very evident that a majority of individuals like to deny their responsibility to themselves and consequently to their society and natural environment due to some form of bad faith." So when we're in bad faith, we're in conflict with our authentic selves. And here's the challenge. Resist the temptation to hold back parts of ourselves to avoid conflict or judgment. Instead, be honest with yourself and in turn, honest with your neighbor. The kicker is that humans are insanely good at sniffing out when someone is being inauthentic. All of our internal over-analysis misses the whole point. When we hide who we are, we make it harder for others to trust us. So here's the simple advice. Dress in whatever makes you feel confident. Speak less to what you think others want you to hear, and more to what your authentic self truly needs to express. And to everyone else in the room, please hear this. It is our obligation to set the conditions that not only makes it safe for others to be authentic, but makes it welcome. Celebrate it, cherish it, catch yourself when you get excited because someone just said the thing that you were going to say, and instead find excitement because someone said something different. When we figure out how to celebrate these differences, and how to let people bring the best version of themselves forward, that's when we're building trust. And that's the trust that sustains communities like this one. When we do that, we're creating the world that I want Summer and Toby to grow up in. So perhaps that's what drew me here and keeps me coming back to this congregation in the first place. Whether it was Kelly Wheat River's freakishly authentic warm embrace, or the female-male identifying sign on the bathroom, or the masterfully delivered celebration of differences in one another. It is an absolute privilege to build trust, to hold hands, and to shalom with you every Sunday.
I neglected to mention that we also have a YouTube page on which this service and that sermon will be available in a few days, because if you're like me, you're going to want to ruminate and hear that again. So thank you, Amanda. Our final hymn together this morning is number 311 in the gray hymnal. It is called Let It Be a Dance. So please rise in body or spirit as we sing together again. Would you all please join me in our extinguishing the chalice? The words are on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. A reminder, please join us for Soup Sunday. It is a delicious time and a wonderful time to share space, food, and get to know one another. We have a long-standing tradition that we end our services by standing, rising, reaching across the aisles, and creating a connection of humanity as we sing our song of peace, Shalom. Thank you.